You are locked in and locked on to the Good Pod Guide with Lauren Windle, where I bring you the best podcasts out there. Did I start that off sounding a bit like a garage MC? Hold tight. I knew of the podcast This American Life before I started researching for this because I have listened to Serial, the first podcast I reviewed on the Good Pod Guide, and S-Town, which, spoiler alert, I plan on reviewing for the Good Pod Guide soon. And these two podcasts are both produced by the This American Life team. It's been around since before anyone even used the word podcast, as it was a radio show that started back in 1995. And it's these weekly hour-long shows where they look at a huge range of topics and they have regular guests and presenters, and each topic is divided into acts, although some topics are covered in one act over the course of just one episode. They can be gloomy or ironic or thought-provoking or funny. It's so wide. Like examples of topics are Kid Logic, where they presented pieces on the reasoning of children, or testosterone, where every crew member had their testosterone levels measured, and the guest Alex Bloomberg explored how hormones shaped his life, or Switched at Birth, where reporter Jake Halpin told the story of two infants accidentally switched at birth and their mother who waited 43 years to let them both know. They're really experimental with their content. Like as a journalist, as I looked into this, I was like, oh, I really want to work for them. I hope they hire me, because it's the sort of stuff that you just dream about someone giving you the budget to do. Like there was a show where they taped the whole 24 hours in an all-night restaurant. And there's a show where they put together a band just from musicians' classified ads. And there's a show where every story had been pitched by the creators' parents. The bloke who heads up this mammoth podcast is called Ira Glass, and he is an award-winning American public radio personality. Apparently, and I love this, 80% of the interviews they conduct aren't even aired because they like interviewees who tell stories in a particular way. And that's just the kind of journalistic snobbery that I've got a lot of time for. This is the first news program to win a Pulitzer Prize for audio reporting. We are talking the major leagues of podcasts here. And because the reporting style varies so much, it's hard for me to pin down and tell you the exact style of the podcast. And it also makes it hard to tell you where to start listening to it. If you do want to give it a go, and I do think you should, it is Pulitzer Prize winning, people. Our Good Podcast Guide team loved these 3 episodes. Episode 500, 3 Miles, which starts off as a story about 2 high school girls on a class trip, but it ends up being about something so much bigger and more disturbing. Episode 492, Dr. Gilmer and Mr. Hyde. And this is where the host of Serial takes on a murder case that doesn't make any sense, but she wraps up in just an hour. Or try episode 339, The Breakup, which is full of feeling and humor and perfect if you're going through a breakup right now, which I inevitably always am. Enjoy, guys. In the next episode, I express my deep desire to go and watch the darts at Ali Pali and delve into the bizarre world of wrestling with the podcast 83 Weeks. For more info on the Good Pod Guide, check out the show notes. Also, like, subscribe, and leave a positive review. It helps us beat that evil algorithm.